Tonight's WGN Investigates. Electronic monitoring is playing a critical role with a push to lower the number of people at jails to reduce overcrowding during the pandemic.
And right now, there's a record number of people on Cook County's EM program, but it's not just the size of the program that's changing. WGN's Lourdes Duarte is here with part 2 of her investigation.
The sheriff's office is now using GPS to track more than 1,500 people. That's about half of their entire EM program. Now, before this new system, they knew if someone on EM left their home, but there was no GPS tracking where they ended up. WGN Investigates got a rare look at how this new system is working. We went along with the sheriff's department on the hunt for people who may be breaking the rules.
Good. Yeah.
Every day in every corner of the county,
35, 45 county.
sheriff's deputies go looking
94122.
An alert goes off in our car.
for people on electronic monitoring, or EM, who defy a court order and leave their homes.
It's grabbing the GPS signal right now.
They get dozens of alerts a day.
We had the positive match with the young lady.
They usually come right back home, and they don't venture off too far.
But as we reported in part 1 of our series, that's not always the case. Listen to this. The number of people on an EM system who have disappeared in Cook County now stands at 456. That's a 25% increase from this time last year. It explains why they're making some changes to that EM system.
Since we've implemented this program, though, I'm seeing less and less violations of people leaving their home, though.
This as in the new GPS bracelets. We got a peek at how it works and how it feels.
It's actually not as heavy as I thought it would be.
The device itself is made out of just regular plastic. The band itself is reinforced steel.
The sheriff's office has been rolling them out for months.
He's in the 900 block of Street.
About half of the people on the program are now on this GPS system.
Pretty much at this point, it's just showing him at the host site.
It replaced the older radio frequency bands that were, for one, easier to cut.
You can't get that off.
And limited in terms of tracking.
With the GPS system, if they took out the garbage, we'll know that they left out the house.
Got it.
The technology's nothing new. We all have it on our smartphones, but the sheriff says before it wasn't worth the cost to upgrade. The majority of people in the program were accused of low-level offenses, not a major threat.
Now there's a different level of people being put on there.
WGN Investigates obtained records showing that in the last 4 years, the number of people on EM has jumped 44% to 3,230 from 2016. And then look at this. The number of people charged with murder placed on an electronic monitor went up from 17 people in 2016 to 53 today. That's a 212% increase. There are 27 people on EM for aggravated assault. That's an 800% increase. Criminal sexual assault up 232%, with 83 people on an electronic monitor. And the list goes on.
The GPS is, boy, right time, right place. And it's really helpful given the violence in the city.
So let's take a second right here and bring in Stephen Levitt.
We have a crime problem that is out of control.
You probably know Levitt from the popular Freakonomics movie, books, and podcasts. For the last 6 months, he studied the new GPS electronic monitors by looking at how the people on them are reacting. Here's what he found.
When people are on this technology, they understand that they're being watched. They understand that if they commit crimes, they're likely to be caught. Consequently, they commit many fewer crimes.
He's looked at 2,000 people using the monitor, and all 4 have been at the scene of a crime.
There were 4 shootings, and as best we can tell after investigation, 2 of the times it was actually the person wearing the bracelet was the shooter, and 2 of the times they were actually the victim of the shooting, and we were shot. I believe what we can do with this technology is dramatically reduce the prison population.
That may be the case, but for now, Sheriff Dart is focused on rolling out the program, which gets us back on the street. Follow along with us as deputies scour the city, finding people on the move.
You hear it's ringing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just sent a signal to him. He doesn't know who's sending it. Come here for a sec, I want to talk to you.
An alert indicated this man on EM for a gun charge left home, which is not allowed, but came back.
Are you aware that this is a new system where they can track your
every movement? Yeah, they told me. They explained everything to me. So, I never got in trouble, so they ain't have to worry about me. So.
In this case, he forgot to alert deputies that he was headed to court. Minutes later, though, another alert. A 21-year-old man, also on EM for a gun charge, was supposedly on the move.
He was asleep in the bed.
It turns out he wasn't, according to his mother, and it wasn't the first time she says the GPS was wrong.
They said that he was on division for an hour, and that was not true at all.
Deputies say there are occasional glitches, but most often the GPS is right on.
How you doing?
Officers found this woman not at home, but in her car. That's a big no-no. She got off with a warning and another rundown of the rules.
Listen to me.
Back door.
Again, do not leave out of this house. You're technically still in jail.
Right.
This is your cell.
Okay.
And the only way you can move out of this cell is if the sheriff's office gives you permission to leave this cell.
Were you surprised when the officers drove up and saw you in the car?
Yeah, because I thought as long as I was in front of the house, I was cool.
A lot of them think under the misconception that if I'm by the home, I'm good. But we'll drive by, we'll catch them, and let them know that you can't be outside.
So far, that seems to be working, fixing a system that appeared to be falling behind.
There's no two ways about it that the new systems that we have are much better, much more security. Communities will be safer because of it.
And here's a promising number with this new system. And again, not everybody's on it yet. Only 4% of the people have gone missing. So they continue to watch it to see how well it works over time. Also, Stephen Levitt wants to see if the data gives him some insight into the types of social services that may be needed to keep people out of trouble long term, something the sheriff would, of course, love to see. I've posted longer versions of both their interviews on WGNTV.com. I'm Lourdes Duarte, WGN Investigates.
Yeah, eye-opening there.
Yeah, well, the Chief Judge's office in Cook County responded late this afternoon to the series, citing studies that indicate more than 80% of people appear in court, as is expected of them.
Yeah, the majority who do what they're supposed to and appear for scheduled court dates should not be punished because of minority abuse. The conditions of electronic monitoring, the county can't lock up everybody while they are awaiting trial.